National Convention Monday night.
It's the honor of my life to accept your nomination for Vice President of the United States.
The third night of the DNC featuring a long list of celebrities and politicians, including former President Bill Clinton, who had a pitch for Kamala Harris's presidential bid.
Kamala Harris will work to solve our problems, seize our opportunities, ease our fears, and make sure every single American, however they vote, has the chance to
Presidential race and will endorse former President Donald Trump. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And I'll let you do it. You do the honors. What day is it?
It is.
day.
Wrong mic.
You moved again.
I know, I moved again. Friday Eve.
It is Friday Eve.
It's Friday Eve.
The Wednesday.
So happy.
Yeah, well, it's on a Thursday and the 22nd of August. What happened to August?
I think we skipped a couple weeks.
It came in like 400 degrees. It's leaving right now at the studios here. It's 54 degrees and 94% humidity. Whoa.
We set some new records this morning.
Did we?
We did for Jacksonville, Kenansville, and one other place
Goodness
nearby.
gracious.
New
It's
records.
chilly. For August, it's chilly.
Yeah, I had to cut the air conditioner off this morning in the truck.
Well, you know,
I was like, "Ooh."
well, that means November is going to be about 85 degrees on the average.
Yes, no telling. I've seen Christmases where we as kids, we were out in shorts and t-shirts.
Oh yeah, I did my Christmas Eve shopping many times, and it was in the 70s.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that's one day of the year I wish it was cold and snowy.
Oh, not until after 6 o'clock.
Like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, let it snow at between 6 o'clock and midnight.
Yes.
Get a crystal clear blue sky and maybe the moon up. That would make it nice. And then at somewhere around 5 o'clock in the morning, it's 85 degrees. Melt all that crap.
No, I'm not too sure I want it like that. That's
I'm
flu-
Rayford Brown,
that's
by the
flu
way.
weather. Good morning. I'm Lee Barrows.
And welcome into the Thursday edition, or as they say in Democrat land, what was it? Day number 3? It was yesterday. Day number 4 today.
I watched it.
I'm sorry.
I watched
How
it.
you
I
feeling?
got through it.
Did you get some Tums afterwards?
I'm just telling you, there is a huge difference between what the Republicans did and what the Democrats did. The Republicans, it was continuous.
Yeah, they just kept running their mouths the whole time.
And well, you know, it was not just people; it was entertainment, it was
Uh-huh.
music. In between the lull moments, and the Democrat convention is just so much.
Well, I don't think so. See, when they go quiet, and which is if the Republicans would have gone quiet, I would have had a chance to get up, pop some popcorn, make a head call.
Oh, you have it in
and
time with the Democrats.
I did. Not a
convention.
problem. In fact, I cooked 2 steaks.
Good Lord. I'm just like, yeah, I got up and cooked dinner last night in between some of their moments. Didn't miss a thing.
So there is an opportunity there. I messages. Well, I don't know. I guess there was a lot of fun.
And I don't, did you see any of Bill Clinton's?
Nope. I heard about it. Read about it.
Some of his stuff, he kind of rambled on, in my opinion, and I didn't even know where he was going with it.
Well, he's not that far back from 80.
No, he's getting up there. I mean, he looked great. He really did.
Mhm.
He looked great.
For a
And
man his age, you're going to say he looks great. We don't like to hear things like that.
I did not say
I
that.
know, but
You
that's
said
what,
it.
That's what you were thinking.
No, I'm just thinking he looked great for being a former president and living through the stress and
Oh, he's
living
got
through the
Hillary.
stress of Hillary. I knew you were going to say that.
Well, now Hillary lived through a little bit of stress too with Bill.
Yes.
Still
And
can't
that's
get
another
over
thing
him.
that gets me. You want to sit there and talk about Trump, but yet what about what you did? I think I'd be quiet.
Yeah, that would just not be the area that I wouldn't go down that rabbit hole.
I wouldn't either. I saw
Maybe he's
Tim,
forgotten about it. I don't.
and once again, their timing, like their main speaker didn't come on again till after 11:30.
Well, that was till 10:30.
It's
On our
still
time.
it's still late.
10:30.
He should be on prime time, like 9 o'clock, 8
Well,
o'clock, 9
10:30
o'clock.
is still prime time
It's
around here.
for
And it's
For some of us folks are asleep by then. It was all I could do to stay awake.
What time they came on at what time? Our time?
It was after 10:30 our time.
Okay, so that was just 9:30. That was in the prime of prime time for Chicago. But they don't consider it anywhere else but Chicago. And that's probably the wrong thing to be doing.
Well, let's talk about Chicago. The protesters were getting
Did
riled
they have
up
some
last
protesters?
night. Oh,
Did
there
somebody
was-
burn more than just one little
Look,
item?
they almost got to the DNC convention building itself, and the police had to back them up and redirect them another way.
Oh, did they?
It was getting. I just was waiting for them to bust through the doors any minute.
Oh, my. That
It
would have been
was
fun.
getting crazy. Now today there's supposed to be a huge mark at 12 noon.
Their time or our time?
I guess it would be Chicago time.
So I can plan on watching TV at 1 o'clock. Maybe I'll take some time and have some lunch.
I'm gonna watch it. I want to see what they're doing. Yeah, but it's the same chant: "Free, free Palestine, free." And I just like, would they turn the volume off? It's just
How about just free us from Palestine and everything else?
it's
outside
free us
this
all
country for
from
the
all the
time being.
negativity in the world. I'm gonna
Yes,
free
Miss
myself
America
right
wannabe.
now. I'm gonna free myself right now.
I
gonna
instead
be
watched a lot
positive.
of fun stuff yesterday.
What did you watch?
I forgot it was on YouTube, but it was a lengthy time, and I just kept watching and dozing and watching and watching and watching. Police intervention.
Oh,
It
yeah, that's
wasn't what
always
they called it.
exciting.
I don't know what it was called. By accident, I was actually looking at cat videos to begin with, and then this popped up, and I
Oh.
said, "Oh, I can't let me click on that one for a while."
Right up your alley.
It was, and I tell you, whoever was narrating it, he has not a clue about what goes on the streets, because he was not taking the bad guy's side, because he always talked about how dumb the bad guys were.
Right.
He didn't need to take that man all the way to the ground to put handcuffs on him.
Have you been there, done that?
Well, you do if you don't want to have to hurt him, because if you don't take him down real fast, he's likely to jump up and whoop you.
Yes. Yes.
It happens all the time, y'all.
Yes.
That moderator, I would have something serious to say to him if I was running that show, but I'm not, so that's good. I'll
Well,
say it on the air.
you have got to watch. You'll have to go to YouTube to do it. You can do YouTube on the TV. You have a
That's-
smart TV,
that's-
but you need or a computer, laptop, and you need to
Isn't
go.
that what I'm doing on YouTube?
Yeah, we're on YouTube.
No,
yes.
don't I do you? Yeah, I do YouTube. That's what I found that show.
Oh well, go to John Licato's
Yes, I've
podcast
done that before.
with all the crazy stuff he's putting
Yes.
on there, with all these auditors and then these sovereign citizens.
And that's where I was going to go next,
Oh,
the sovereign citizen thing.
man.
There were several people. I'm a sovereign citizen. I don't need a driver's license.
I don't need
Well,
a drive. I'm traveling. I am not driving.
Yeah.
I am traveling.
Yeah, you do. You need a driver's license in
It's-
every state in the union. And the guy brought that out. Well, I'm not going to roll my window down. Well, good. I'm going to open your door.
I wonder what
Stand
would
back from your
happen-
glass now.
Yeah.
Whap!
I wonder what would happen if that person who claims to be a sovereign citizen driving a nice car gets in an accident, the other person's at fault, gets in a wreck, the other person's at fault, but the other person doesn't have insurance or a driver's license. Now, I wonder how that sovereign citizen's going to feel when he has to pay for his own damages.
Well, his insurance company will have to pay for it if he has
True.
uninsured motorists.
if he has that,
If he
sure.
has that. Otherwise, he's all on you, bud.
And what if he had injuries? Couldn't sue the other. Oh, well, you can, but you're not going to get anything.
Uh-huh.
There's reasons why you have to have a driver's
Here
license
would
and
be the fun part.
insurance.
Two sovereign citizens getting into a wreck. That's what I would enjoy.
Interesting.
Where is that piece of video? Y'all argue it out amongst yourself. Best thing to do is we set up a little ring out here with crime scene tape. Y'all stay in it and duke it out.
I'll
Last
tell
man
you, it's
standing
crazy.
pays.
And these freedom, First Amendment idiots
Go ahead.
that like to go into post offices and stuff,
Oh,
and
you
they're
gotta watch out there.
videotaping, and they're like, "Why don't you have this one poster on your wall?" And they'll say, "Please quit taping." No, I have the right to do it, don't you? And it goes on, and then the police are called, and then they challenge the police, and it's just like, and I know they've been in Jacksonville, they've been in they love Havelock.
The police have a little bit of an issue when they go to the post office
Right.
to answer a complaint.
Right.
They have to actually kind of get permission
Yeah,
because
it's
that's a federal location.
it's a federal
It's
property.
like going to the federal courthouse and enforcing some laws. Unless it's an emergency situation, there's some procedures you got to go through.
And you know what gets me is the fact that if you're asked to stop videoing, you should. I don't want somebody walking in and videoing me when I'm in there working. I don't want to be on their video. And if I ask you politely that, I find it offensive, you should stop. But these guys that go in there,
You do not have those rights.
you obviously
I will
not.
be back to assist you in a little while. You talk with all these other people up here who are waiting in line
Yes.
because you're holding them up. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, now how do you think that's going to work out for you?
Really.
That's called vigilante justice.
See, now I said I was not going to be negative. Now I'm already riled up.
That's all right.
While I'm at it, let me ask you a question.
Ask me.
When you go into a grocery store, you go into any store that has a self-checkout line, do you use it?
Yes.
I enjoy
So
doing
do
it
I.
because I can bag my groceries the way I want to. I can actually watch and see the prices as they pop up
Mhm.
and know that they're correct according to what the shelf. But let me tell you something. If you're going to go into a store and all the cashiers are standing on the sidelines talking and having a good time and you're using the self-checkout,
And you need help.
is it necessary for them to stand there and watch you over the back of your shoulder?
Sure.
Why?
Because I don't want
irritating.
you stealing anything.
That's true, but you don't have to stand right up against somebody and watch.
Well, you do have a right to say, can you back away a little bit? This is
I
my
did
space.
yesterday in a very nice way because I went up to the self-checkout and I see them and I know they're watching. I don't have a problem with that.
Mhm.
But this one came up and stood right next to me and she was like watching me and I turned around and looked at her. She goes, "Oh, don't mind me." And I said, "Well, I feel like you're watching me. You need to, I
You don't
said,
have anything to hide. Don't worry about it.
no, but she was crowding my space.
That's the point. You do have a right.
She was crowding my space. I understand, but I look at it this also. If stores don't want to open up cash registers and let the regular cashiers ring you through, if they're relying on the self-checkout for their customers to do that,
Mhm.
okay, fine, but give us a little bit of credit.
Well,
Give us a little bit.
I think maybe you just should go into one of those closed checkout lines. They got nobody there and they got none at any, and just stand there and wait.
Yeah, because they're all standing on the
Yeah,
floor
just wait.
watching
Just wait
everybody.
and say,
I mean, I understand pilferage. I understand that there's
yes, and
issues with that.
there are.
But look, this is the same store I go into 2 or 3 times a week.
Only occasion that I had was a lady was standing on the on the other side and
Mhm.
was watching me check stuff out. I mean, diligently. Okay, I'm old, but she was watching me diligently, and she got
don't say
through.
that.
And she reaches over and she takes my receipt first,
Oh, why?
and then she looks down it, looks down it, looks down it, looks in the thing. She said, "Oh, I didn't see you ring that up. I'm sorry." No, she didn't say I'm sorry. She said, "Here."
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, there is a way to approach. Sometimes I feel like I can't be trusted
Mhm.
to do my own checkout, to have someone over my shoulder.
Now I'm going to guess that she does it because she figures out, okay, he's an old dude and he probably forgot to check something out. I'm going to get him.
How many times have cashiers made mistakes while
Um,
ringing up people's
I have
groceries?
actually corrected more
Back off.
cashiers who failed to charge me something or failed to charge me as much as it showed that I should be
Right.
paying. I have corrected more of them than I have ever been
Right.
overcharged.
Now, I will say, in their defense, there was one time I was in a big store and I was ringing up items and, I was just zipping through,
Mhm.
and one of them had not actually rung up. I mean, when I zipped it through, I didn't wait and listen for the beep.
Oh,
Cashier called us. She came over. I apologize. I said, "Thank you, lesson learned." But so now everything that I watch for the beep, I listen for the beep,
yeah.
and I watch for the price to everything because it's my. I do not have the intention of needing anything that bad that I have to steal
One
it.
of the
but-
things that I hate, and I love my big box store is personal. You know which one it is,
Yes,
right?
I know.
My brother
Mm-hmm.
Sam
Mm-hmm.
and the other brother Sam. But
Sam
go
Brown.
through there, and then I'm kind of like in a hurry and I got like 3 or 4 or 5 items. So, they're generally, if I'm going to get 3 or 4 or 5 items, it's going to be something significant that I got to have,
Right.
like a lime pie, key lime pie. Yeah, I got to have it.
Mm.
So I'm getting it.
Mm.
Might be the only thing I get, by the way, because they got some really good ones. Not promoting them, but they have. So don't go buy because they might be out when I go. But I get up there and I bring something out, and stupid. So put his stuff in the basket. I head for the checkout, for the final checkout, the last time they catch me, right?
Right.
And my receipt's back at the cash register.
Oh.
I'm like, really?
Oh.
And I go running back there, and somebody's in line already, and they say, "I think you forgot this." Yes, I did. Thank you.
Same store. I remember a while back, I got so ticked because my sister and I went in. We went in the doors, and first thing they said, "We need your Sam's card." Yeah, okay, no problem.
Yeah, I do that.
That can we have your driver's license too to verify it's you? And I'm like,
Nope.
what? What?
I
mean,
don't have a driver's license. You're
it
not
was
required
a
to have
huge
driver's license.
ordeal just getting in the store that day. And then
That
we went.
must have been a weird one.
I don't know if they were doing something special that day. I have no clue. But my whole thing is
Well, I guess a lot of people will take advantage and send somebody else in with their card to buy something.
that could vary. Yeah.
Now there was
well,
the
yeah.
first one of these things. I was visiting Charlotte fairly regularly way back when, and there was a company there called Pace. It was just like Sam's, what we came to know as Sam's, and I became a member. But they wouldn't let anybody else pay with a check or a credit card that was not on that membership card.
Oh yes.
I don't know whether Sam's
se-
works
yeah.
that way or not, but that's one
Yeah.
way to do things, because I'm obviously most of the people are paying with a credit card. But I don't know how that really would work either. I don't know how.
I
Whatever.
don't mind them checking my stuff. I don't
I don't
mind
know
them
either.
watching me as I check out, but don't get in my space
Yeah.
and be looking over my
If you're
shoulder.
going to be up there, why don't you ring it out?
That's my thought exactly.
And then when you get older, like I am, then you will probably find some people. Lowe's is another place, Lowe's Home Building. So
Right.
I go up there, and there's somebody I'm in the self checkout thing. And she'll come running over there. Let me help you. Just to let me get some help, and then she'll basically ring it out.
Well, something
That's
else
okay. I
on
don't
the
care.
line of all that. I know we have to do weather, but a lot of stores are going to go to this system where they don't accept paper checks anymore. So you have to use a card. Okay, I have to use a card. Why are you charging me fees on that card? There are some businesses that you have to pay
I know
a
you
credit
do.
card fee.
And I've got to do some more exploration, but I had one of our local businesses here say they went through some training with their vendor, whoever their card vendor place is, and that you don't have to pay if you're using a debit card. If you use it as a debit card,
Right.
they don't charge at all. There is a slight fee on a debit card in North Carolina as compared to using it as a credit card.
Yes.
3.5% on a credit card,
Mhm.
a 1/4% or 0.5% or whatever it is on your
I've had to
debit
pay
card.
fees using my debit card.
Yes, I have too.
I was in a business earlier this week.
I got to get somebody at the state level to find out and let them tell me whether that's legal or illegal.
Well,
Because
everything's
at that
going
point-
to card.
At that point in time, if they start trying to charge me on it, like they do, and it's a debit card and I'm punching it in as debit, and they try to charge me on it, I will call them on it.
Well,
So,
this business that I went to
I got to
earlier
get
in the
I got to
week,
get that rule, that law.
I used my debit card, but there was no way to use it as a debit card. They have a Square system. And so you just put it in there
Yep.
and it treats it as a credit card, not a debit card, and you had to pay a fee.
Yep.
Ugh.
Severe weather tip today brought to you by John Star's Electric. Mobile homes and RVs and in RV parks present a challenge during severe weather. Probably everybody has heard about that. Any number of people live in their RVs during vacation times around this area. A lot of people they'll spend a good part of the week or the whole week or the whole summer in their RVs. RVs, like mobile homes, are not the best places to be during hurricanes or tornadoes. With tornadoes, the advance warnings are somewhat subjective. The National Weather Service will routinely issue severe for a certain area, and it's not uncommon to include a storm warning and a tornado warning at the same time. They call it a thunderstorm that could produce tornadoes. There's not one on the ground. There's not one out there, but they say it could produce that. I saw that in a lot of the recent stuff we had last week or week before. The Weather Service does not wait for a tornado to be detected on radar or by witnesses before they issue that warning that tornadoes could be produced. If, in fact, a tornado is detected on radar or reported by eyewitnesses, a tornado warning itself is issued for specific areas, and you are told to take shelter now. The now means you have very little time to move to a safe spot if you're in that particular area. For mobile homes and RVs, you need to move. There is no safe place inside either an RV or a mobile home if a tornado strikes. Here's the deal. You need to have a plan in place that allows you to get up, get out, and head for a safe shelter with only a moment's notice. Knowing where to go is the key. So you get out of your place. Where are you going? Once a severe thunderstorm capable of producing tornadoes warning is issued, you should be dressed with a go bag at your door or in your car so that the only thing you need to do is get out, lock your doors, and drive to the shelter of your choice, one that you have pre-selected. Time is of the essence at this point in time. If you have valuables or things you want to keep, they should be in the bag and ready to take to your getaway vehicle. Selecting a safe place in advance is critical. If you're in an RV or motorhome park, talk with the landlords there. They hopefully have suggestions. If not, you might want to help the managers come up with a viable plan to let all of the people in that park know. When warnings are issued, it's a bit too late to start working on a survival plan. Your safety and the safety of your family is most important, more important than any valuables you have to leave behind. You can find information on emergency shelters that may be open at your county's Emergency Operations Center websites. Make plans well in advance. Your lives literally can depend on what preparations you have made. For all of your electrical needs for commercial or residential properties, you have a great company here in Jacksonville. John Starrs Electric has trained, certified, and licensed electricians to make sure your needs can be handled with safety in mind. Anything from routine electrical jobs to installing your personal standby power plant, the Starrs team is here for you. We may be halfway through the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season, but there are other situations that can put you in the dark without notice. Cars crashing into power poles, squirrels shorting out high voltage lines, overhead transformers. You can lose power at any time. The utility companies are great at getting power restored, but sometimes it takes a bit longer. For instance, if a power pole is broken and another one must be installed before the power lines can be transferred, that's going to take a little bit more time. If you're like most of us these days, even a few hours without electricity can create what we consider to be major problems for these days. With a standby Generac generator installed by John Starrs Electric, you may be down in the event of an emergency, but in most cases, like mine right here, that time is about 15 seconds at the most. Sensing no power coming from the power lines, my generator disconnects my entire home from the commercial power lines, starts the generator, and within 15 seconds, my personal power plant has me up and running with full power. Given that all but 2 clocks in my battery powered, the only thing I'll have to do is set those clocks to the correct time. A piece of cake and a great peace of mind. John Starrs Electric, standing by to help you. 910-989-1908. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with your weather outlook for the second half of this week's Standby.
And every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry, the Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry. Is technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Your Marine Outlook brought to you by Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. In recent years, the topic of mental health counseling has come up a lot. For some folks, there is a stigma attached to seeking help. I don't know why, but there is. That should not be the case. Mental health covers a very broad spectrum. Uncontrolled stress, PTSD, anxiety, all can be classified as mental health. No different than cardiovascular or pulmonary issues. All are often thought to be signs of weakness. Do you ever know that? Yeah, you've had a heart attack. Oh, you're too weak. Let me get you a wheelchair or something here. No, that's not a sign of weakness. Sign you've been fixed. The physical issues dealing with the heart, with the lungs, with the feet, or the legs, we kind of understand those problems, and there's not a lot of stigma attached when you seek treatment. For cases of addiction to any one of several substances, to issues with stress that can actually lead to physical issues, for some reason, society doesn't look at that in the same way, and that's too bad. If we could lessen the stigma, perhaps more people would seek treatment or assistance, and their issues could be treated and hopefully be resolved. Point is, if you're suffering from stress that is overwhelming throughout your entire daily life, for instance, if you feel you're controlled by an outside force, maybe it's time to take action. Forget about any stigma. If you reach out to the counselors at Community Prevention Services, no one but you needs to know. They keep it quiet. That should give you some peace of mind. The only thing your family, your friends, your colleagues will know is that you have changed for the better. It's a bit like losing some weight. Folks notice a difference, but they just don't know exactly why.
Yeah.
They take a look at you. And if you guys have ever had a mustache or a beard and you shave it off, somebody will say, there's something different about you, but they don't know what it is. You ever thought about that?
Yes.
Community Prevention Service, 910-353-0972, a locally owned and operated facility at 918 Henderson Drive, a firm you can trust. Offshore today, northeasterly winds around 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. 3-foot waves from the east every 6 seconds, sounds and rivers of moderate chop. Friday, a little dicey. Northeasterly winds 15 to 20, gusts to 25 knots, seas 4 to 5 feet, 2 to 4 near shore. Sounds and rivers will be choppy. And on Saturday, northeasterly winds around 15 knots, seas 3 to 4, sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
Very nice. And today is going to be sunny with a high near 81 with a northeast wind 5 to 8 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 63. Friday, a slight chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Partly sunny with a high near 83. And Friday night, Cardinal football, mostly cloudy with a low around 66. Saturday and Sunday, beautiful days, mostly sunny with highs near the mid 80s.
Yeah, now that game on Friday night, it will start. It's still going to be very warm.
Right.
It's not going to be like 400 degrees like it has been lately.
It's aggravating.
What did you do? You
I muted my phone and turned the volume down, but yet if there's a reel playing, it's loud. And I'm just trying to check it for messages. So next commercial, I'll fix that.
There's a bucket of water out back.
Yeah, well, it's
That
about to
stops
go.
it
But
every
anyway,
time.
I'm sorry for the interruption. You were saying,
Oh, no, I wouldn't say much. Anyway, yeah, you go into the game on Friday night. You can take a sweater with you if you want to, or a light windbreaker or whatever.
oh, I will.
Oh, yeah, I know you will.
Because
Because where
I-
we going to be, it's going to be cold.
Yes,
They
it's
turn the air
freezing.
conditioning on.
It's freezing in the booth.
Yeah. So I've found us a metal garbage can this year.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And
For?
just save your paper and stuff like that. So if it gets really cold
Oh,
in
we're
there,
go-
we'll build a fire. I don't think there are any smoke detectors up there, but
Well, there's fire
check.
departments nearby, so
Yeah.
right across the street.
During the first week of last month of July, we knew a bunch of stuff that was going on, and a bunch of people in this area found out. The Onslow County Sheriff's Office, they teamed up with Jacksonville Office of Community Prevention Services to conduct a series of compliance checks on retail establishments selling vaping products. Some people call them raids.
Mm-hmm.
These checks were part of a state and federally funded initiative aimed at preventing the sale of tobacco-related products, specifically vaping cartridges, to minors. The Jacksonville Office of Community Prevention Services, under the PFS Grant Initiative, requested the assistance of the Sheriff's Office to document, collect evidence, and file any criminal violations of North Carolina law discovered during the compliance checks. The grant program is dedicated to combating underage access to vaping products by working with local law enforcement to ensure that retailers are complying with the law, particularly in checking identification when minors attempt to purchase these products. The initiative is designed not to be punitive, but to encourage compliance. Retailers are encouraged to seek assistance if they require staff training or proper identification procedures. A lot of retail stores that sell alcohol, like beer and wine,
Yes.
they routinely request ABC ALE agents or ABC board
Right.
to teach their staff what to do in case of, or how to check, or how to do, and the what ifs that come when you're buying stuff. That is available through the sheriff's office for these stores that sell vaping products. Here's what you can and cannot do. There are any number of fireworks companies every year during the 4th of July and New Year's and whatever else you want to buy fireworks for that they promote. But many of these places will have a police officer to walk through and look at and bring the general statutes of North Carolina with them and say, this is illegal. This is illegal to sell. This is illegal to, and they will point out that. I don't know how many take advantage of that opportunity. Better to do it in advance than after the fact when it's called a citation.
Yes.
Retailers are encouraged to seek assistance from the sheriff's office or other law enforcement. In this case, in Onslow County, go to the sheriff's office if they need their staff to be trained on how to go through proper identification procedures. In other words, some people come in with a driver's license that, you know what, you can buy those a dime a dozen online. Says I'm 28
Sure.
years old.
Sure.
I'm going to get me one of those.
Right.
I want one that says I'm 28. North Carolina is federally mandated to restrict minors access to these products, and this operation is one of the measures taken to ensure these efforts are successful. The joint operation resulted in 82 compliance checks across the county. While the majority of retail establishments were found to be in compliance with North Carolina law, 23 stores were identified as violating the law by selling tobacco products to minors without requesting proper age verification. Now, to defend the stores a little bit, they may be selling a product that the clerks do not know is actually a tobacco type product, or
Right.
even worse, that they have not been told what it is, that on the surface that it's indicating that it is not, that it's tobacco free, but they're selling it to kids underage.
I think
That's on the owners of the store, but guess who's going to get the citation?
right. I'm sure that's
That's
Kelly
it.
popping
That's
in right
what
now.
happens. Whoever sells it,
Right.
whoever violates it.
Right.
The Onslow County Sheriff's Office identified the clerks responsible for these sales. As a result, criminal summonses or citations were issued to 21 individuals, 2 juvenile petitions were filed for violations of the statute, which prohibits the sale or distribution of tobacco products to minors.
Right.
Sheriff Chris Thomas expressed concern over the findings, stating the dangers of vaping, particularly among minors, cannot be overstated. Nicotine addiction, lung damage, and the potential for long-term health issues are very real risk. The Onslow County Sheriff's Office, he said, is committed to working with community partners to protect our youth from these dangers. The following retail stores and clerks were found in violation of North Carolina law during this investigation. There are too many of them to name here, a bunch of them. They're on our Facebook page if you want to see them.
Did you notice, though, looking at the stores and the names of the people that were charged, that they're all from, how do you say this, like out of country?
Well, many of them are, but some of them are not. They were the clerks that were there.
Right.
I mean, Bill Cody, so-and-so, is not from anywhere else.
So most of the owners,
many of the owners are.
Yes. I mean,
those. I mean, you know, it is a thing. As
right.
The sheriff says,
right.
It is a thing.
Yes.
Okay. What time do we have? Okay. Let's go ahead and take a break. And while we're on the break, we're going to check in with our other cohort. She's resting at home, but I think I've got her attention.
Yeah, I think she's got a little bit of information which she wants to elaborate on the vape issue.
All right, you're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME. We'll be right back.
Gold, it's Chicago, not the city, the group. Make me smile. Saturday in the park, if you leave me now, does anybody really know what time it is? Just you and me, old days, 25 or 6 to 4, color my world, beginnings. You know the songs, you're going to hear the stories, the music, and the interviews. Chicago, next Gold. Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 a.m. WSME.
This just in, I think there's been a prison break, and reports are saying it's the Scorcher. Yes, the Scorcher has escaped and is running rampant across Comfortville. Apparently, he's targeting innocent air conditioning units. Yes, and wait a second. It seems that reports are flooding in of unfortunate citizens feeling uncomfortable, hot, and in extreme cases, I hesitate to say this on the air, people are even sweating. Wait a minute, we're now getting word there seems to be some sort of disturbance. Oh, Bryant Man is on the scene, and he has apprehended the Scorcher. All right. Tune in again for another tale of Bryant Man, always doing whatever it takes.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this summer. Down East Heating and Air, serving our community for over 25 years. Down East can also help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today, 346-4311. Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service.
When it comes to paint supplies, whether a contractor or homeowner, since 1957, people have depended on Jacksonville's premier paint store, CNS Paint, for all their painting supplies, and accessories, as well as providing expert knowledge and helping with a particular paint project. CNS Paint, with locations in Jacksonville at 6 Doris Avenue, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Wayne Drive, Morehead City. CNS Paint is close and convenient to cover the Crystal Coast with quality PPG paint for any project, residential or commercial. Color is often the first impression of a home or community. PPG's team of designers, experienced in both new home construction and residential repaint, have compiled over 2,000 color schemes to provide you with a selection that appeals to homeowners. A beautiful and lasting paint job starts with quality PPG paint. For more information, phone 910-455-0210 or visit CNS Paint, 6 Stars Avenue, Jacksonville, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, or 105 Wayne Drive in Morris City, or online, cspaintcenter.com. CNS Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Arky, we're back, and on the line with us, we've got our one and the only, if I can find the right button, Kelly. Hey, Kelly, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, we're fine. How are you doing?
Fair.
Okay, well, it's good. Your place got some attention. You I guess you and the sheriff's office generated a lot of attention in the area.
Apparently so. We were working with our initiative to combat underage vaping, and we partnered with the sheriff's office to do what are called compliance checks. And that's where we take an underage individual to go in and actually physically purchase or attempt to purchase vapes. And it's to see how much access the local underage population has to these products.
Mm-hmm. Now, this the vape, some of the vape is not THC and it's not tobacco, not nicotine, right?
No, these all have to have nicotine in them.
I know that, but some vape products do not contain nicotine or THC. Is that correct?
There's some, and some of them can have a very minute amount of nicotine in them. And then the THC products are going to be labeled as such, usually.
All right. So, that's the easy thing to do. But if you, so if underage goes in, you guys, you and the sheriff's office, you've got somebody sanctioned to go in to try to make these purchases. And apparently they were successful in a number of locations.
Correct. 23 of them.
Wow. And what I read in the sheriff's release, which is what I just read, at two of the locations, they had minors working at the register, checking people out, and they sold to minors.
Correct. And they were around the age of 14. So, yeah, which is disturbing. They were, I guess, family owned, but they were selling, which in our opinion, may also increase access. You get a kid that knows they can go in their friend's shop. Are they sell? We don't know, but are they selling to their friends?
Uh-huh. Well, what is the big danger here? Let's just go ahead and get that straight out there. What is the big problem?
Lung damage,
Uh-huh.
increased lung. We're seeing a huge rise in lung issues amongst young adults.
Back in the day
There's
when
even been instances where they've had breathing problems. We've even had a few deaths in the nation from vaping with young people.
Yeah, I've heard that. Back in the day, many years ago, kids were smoking. It was not illegal. Well, it was, but it wasn't enforced. For you could go into any store and buy cigarettes if you're 14, 15 years old. And some clerks would say, "Is this for your mama?" "Yeah, it's for my mama."
Yeah.
"Okay, we'll sell to you." I mean, I saw that happen. But
Right.
the thing that I always found out that I looked at is that kids will be kids, but then at some point in time when they get old enough to say, "You know what, I shouldn't be doing this," it is too late. I called it hooked. Other people call it addicted. Some people called it they're just it's a habit and they can't get rid of that habit. Once they started at a young age, they are stuck with it. Is that about right?
Yes, because I mean, nicotine is one of the most powerful addictive substances that there is, and oftentimes it is harder to break a nicotine addiction than it is something like heroin. Nicotine is incredibly addicting.
Yeah, because it's such a
And-
habit there with nicotine. Because you can smoke anywhere except
Mhm.
inside stores and stuff these
Mhm.
days. But you can just go down the
Right.
street. It's not frowned upon by a lot of folks. Some people will say, you could go to a construction site any day you want to, and let me know what you're going to find out there. Go into any public areas, and there are so many people out there smoking. It's just like, wow, really. I know
That's true.
I know in the 60s, that's my era. In the 1960s, it was the general figure that was given out. 50% of the population smoked. 50%. After the cigarette ads were banned on TV in 1972, and with all of the publicity about how dangerous cigarettes were, and the anti-smoking campaigns that were, and it became sort of like non-cool to be a smoker. But there are still people who smoke religiously. And one of the big things that people found out, when people stopped smoking in mass, the cigarette companies still ended up selling as many cigarettes because on many occasions, the cigarettes their nicotine level was increased, making it more habit forming. They had to have it.
Right.
They had to have it. So they were still selling as many cigarettes, but to fewer people. Duh.
And that's true. And I'm going to point out one more thing that happened in one of the stores.
Okay.
They actually had our buyer go around the counter and grab their own vape.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Two of the stores wanted them to test the vape out before they left the store.
Really?
We've never heard of that before. We weren't quite certain what the deal was. Our thought process was perhaps it was to see if it was defective, but my thing was, why do you care? I mean, you just, sold them a $25 vape. Why do you care if it's defective? I mean, I don't know. We don't know why, but that was a little odd. That was new.
On our Facebook page, I posted all of the sheriff's release yesterday, and I guess we had a few comments, and let's see if I can find one of them in particular.
Yes.
And
Let me see. Let me go right down there.
one of them. Let's see. What did I do with it? Where did it go?
Here's one. He says it's a shame to see the departments involved lying and spreading misinformation. The entire operation was a joke, for lack of better words. Ruining lives of employees of stores, ruining livelihoods of store owners. Still can't even I gotta blow this up. Tell the truth. I'm sorry, I just lost it.
Yeah, there was some negativity associated with the comments that were made about the whole raid process is what they called it.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
compliance
Oh,
check.
here we go.
But this isn't a raid.
I know it's not.
This is
Right.
an individual going in and purchasing a product. And it was just, and all they have to do was ID the individual. If you're doing your job, if you're, asking for ID and then not selling based on, that, you're what have you done wrong? Nothing. This isn't ruining anyone. This is someone following the law.
Well, Kelly, let me ask you this. Was there any money confiscated during these checks?
No.
Because this person that's commenting said still can't even tell the truth of what they did to these stores, the staff members while raiding the stores, the damage they did to all the stores. One fact I know, we will not ever hear the actual amount of money confiscated.
Okay, they're talking about those raids that were conducted 2 or 3 months ago. That's not what this was.
Right.
This was done in July. They're talking about the big raids they would
For the
sheriff's
gambling
office,
machines,
JPD.
wasn't it?
These are two separate issues.
Right. And here's somebody else said the complaints I was hearing from the shop owners after the raids was that the sheriff's deputies seemed not to be looking into vapes as much as they were interested in raiding the tills and accusing the staff of selling buds that were not authorized for sale. And it goes on and on and on and on. But you're right.
Okay,
I think that.
Yeah, once again, two separate issues.
Right.
The what Rayford posted. So for everyone listening, what Rayford posted about the sheriff's raids yesterday was nothing to. These weren't raids. This was one deputy, one kid, staff going around. And matter of fact, as soon as the kid purchased and left, we went to the next store. No one was rushing in right at the moment and cited. They were ticketed. They weren't arrested and booked downtown. They were issued a ticket to appear in court.
Right.
Two completely separate issues.
Right.
And those raids conducted were looking for contraband and other things. That had nothing to do with this compliance check whatsoever.
Yep, it's just how things get people who don't have the correct information.
Correct.
And they just start with craziness. Yeah, what we knew about.
I left the stuff posted, but it's worth if y'all want to see something.
I'll go on and read it. Yeah. I haven't seen it.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Kelly, get better. When are we gonna see you? Monday, Tuesday?
Monday.
All right,
Hopefully Monday.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Look
Should be
forward to it.
Monday. We may have to do a med change, but yeah, should be
Okay.
Monday.
All right, see you then.
Okay, see you then, girl.
Okay.
Get better.
Thanks. Bye.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
WSME.
Richlands Piggly Wiggly here. Have y'all been? Well, school is back in gear and we are here for all your grocery needs. Cook up some whole boneless pork loins for dinner tomorrow night for just $1.79 a pound. Then grill out this weekend with the fam. Grab you some T-bone steaks for $8.99 a pound. And don't forget to make those kiddos a lunch. Throw in some fresh apples, a 3-pound bag of red or gold, delicious apples, 2 for only $5, and some white or red seedless grapes for $1.99 a pound. Perfect for your baby's lunch. Get to shopping, y'all, at the Richlands Piggly Wiggly.
If you have a project that requires ready-mix concrete, whether a driveway, patio, livestock housing, outdoor kitchen, or something special for the summer, Mixed Masters Concrete of Beulahville can handle the job, large or small. Mixed Masters Concrete offers residential, commercial, and agricultural contract work with professional service and fast delivery. Owner Scott Thigpen provides free estimates, and Mixed Masters Concrete will deliver on Saturdays. In addition to expert concrete service, KPT Masonry does complete concrete finishing. So, for ready-mix concrete and professional concrete finishing, phone 910-298-6153. Mixed Masters Concrete and KPT Masonry of Beulahville. Proud to be a part of the continuing growth of Eastern North Carolina. And thanks all our military families and all that serve.
Home Connections of Beulahville is connecting people with the American dream of home ownership. In addition to single wides, double wides, and modular homes, Home Connections offers custom building and land home packages throughout Eastern North Carolina just for you. Whether it be a single wide, double wide, modular home, or Connections will make it happen. Home Connections sincerely wants you American dream, your own home. Home Connections features homes by Clayton with a variety of floor plans and amenities to choose from and many finance options available. Home Connections can make owning your own home affordable and simple. 50% of new home buyers at Home Connections are through referrals, and references are gladly provided. For your convenience, Home Connections in Beulaville is now open from 9 to 6 Monday through Friday and 9 to 2 on Saturdays. Beautiful homes, friendly staff, and financing. All you need to do now is call Bobby or Reggie, 910-298-3387. That's 910-298-3387, or visit ourhomeconnections.com.
Home Connections, Highway 24, Beulaville, on your way to and from the beach.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
For over 40 years, people have trusted Liberty Tire 1137 Gum Branch Road, not only for tires and tire service, but also auto and truck repair as well. Being locally owned and operated as your hometown Bridgestone Firestone dealer, at Liberty Tire, dependable and personal service is their number one priority. Being a state-of-the-art facility and using the latest technology, Liberty Tire guarantees all their work. It's simple. If you bought tires without pricing us first, you pay too much. Liberty Tire, 1137 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, for all your tire needs. Phone 910-346-6655.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers commercial financing and residential financing as low as 0%. Be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Humphrey Heating and Air also does residential and commercial plumbing, air duct cleaning for better breathing, and services all brands of HVAC. Turn to the Carrier experts. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning. With locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead, visit online humphreyheating.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
Relax. It gets hot again because we're not through with summer yet, y'all. It might be cool to you this morning. It's 57 degrees here at the studios, and throughout the county, it's pretty much the same thing, upper 50s. But it's going to increase pretty rapidly as we go through the day, right?
Right.
Going to get up into the 80s again, which for this time of year is a cold spell.
It
August,
is.
mid-August.
I had to break the sweater out this morning.
Yeah. So maybe we'll get an early fall. Cooler. We'll see. Never can tell.
No.
I'll check the. I did not see anything this morning early on the Atlantic hurricane belt. I did not take a look. But
Nothing. This time last year we had 5 in the ocean.
yeah,
5 one time.
yeah, that's it. Okay, coming up in about 15 minutes, we're going to have. Well, no, in 5 minutes we're going to have. It's going to be Miller time.
That's right. Chris
and then
Miller.
in about
with-
15 minutes, we're going to be talking with a couple of county commissioners in here.
That's
Our
right.
chairman and the vice chairman.
Yeah, commissioner's
I want
going
to
to
ask him what kind of vice that he's doing these days. What do you think?
What kind of what?
Vice. If he's the vice chairman, he's the chairman of the vice. Is that kind of like being the borders are? You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz accepts the Democrats' vice presidential nomination at the party's convention in Chicago.
When I was teaching every year, we'd elect a student body president. And you know what? Those teenagers could teach Donald Trump a hell of a lot about what a leader is.
He and former President Clinton talked about the joy Vice President Kamala Harris brings to the campaign.
She will break my record as the president who spent the most time at McDonald's.
He was known for eating there. She worked there, and she gives the convention's final speech tonight. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. plans to speak tomorrow about the future of his independent presidential campaign.
Kennedy is speaking from Arizona, where former President Trump will be as well. The two have been reportedly talking in recent weeks, and there's even talk that if Kennedy endorses Trump, he could potentially find a place in a future Trump administration.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
You ever heard the saying, with friends like that, who needs enemies? That quote from, or that clip there that we just played from Bill Clinton.
You gotta kind of hear it in its entirety. He was talking about how Kamala started off being raised by a single parent, and she started off working at a McDonald's when she was young.
So if she's the president, if she becomes president, she will break his record as spending more time at McDonald's than he's done. Is that what
that's what he said? Because
I don't need a friend like that.
He stated he ate there a lot.
Yeah.
So she worked there, he ate there. So you had to have heard the whole. I mean, it really wasn't funny. But,
it's not funny at all.
You
Not to
know.
me. Whatever. Okay. If that's the best you
It
can do.
was like watching Joe Biden's little brother up there
Bill.
watching Bill Clinton.
Yeah, Bill, keep your day job, Bill. But you don't have one. But anyway, it's time now for Miller Time. The one and the only Chris Miller, sports editor of the Jacksonville Daily News. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good. My friends. Hope y'all are doing this morning.
We're
Doing good this morning.
excited.
Hanging in here.
Tomorrow
Excited.
night.
Yep. 36 hours
Yeah,
to go.
can you believe it? It's the start of the high school football season where the games start, and it just seems like not too long ago we were talking about the season being done, and we were talking about basketball and all the other sports. So the summer seemed to go by fast, but we're excited, and the regular season I think is going to go by fast. It always seems to go by pretty quickly, and then like I said, we'll start talking about basketball here in the next few weeks. It'll seem like, but. Friday's tomorrow night is the night, and the Cardinals will play host to the Southwest Stallions. So,
should be an exciting
it
game.
Should be a good game. It always is, and it should be a wonderful crowd as well.
And this game is going to be at Cardinal Stadium.
Yes.
So it's going to be there at home for the
Yes.
Cardinals. And come on out. It's kickoff is in about 34 and a half hours. Not that I'm counting.
I think it's 7 p.m.
Yeah. The pregame show starts at here on WSME. It will be live. Our team covers the ball games, the Cardinal games at home and away. So you can tune in. If you cannot get there, you can tune in. If you are going and you want to hear what our team is saying about our team, then you can tune in on Simple Radio. Use your Simple
That's right.
Radio. Put an earbud in because people next to you might not want to listen.
Right.
So
yeah.
that way you can get the best of all worlds at the same time.
And not only are we there, but Chris is there.
Chris is there. Chris
Yes.
going to be running up and down.
He's running up and down the sidelines.
You probably don't have to do any exercising during football season. Is that right?
You do get a pretty well between that and when you go cover a soccer match during the league or even volleyball. Sometimes you're back and forth. So you do get a pretty good workout, especially if you're outside and you break out a little sweat. So it does. You do get a pretty good workout, but it is fun. I mean, I've enjoyed being out to a few ball games the last week or so already, soccer and some volleyball, and that's the fun part, is being at the game and watching our young men and women compete, and the coaches pushing them hard. So that's the fun part. It's the not so fun part is preparing before the game. And Rayford, this being the media, when you're out on assignment, that's the fun part. But when you actually have to buckle down and get the work done, do your homework before and afterwards, that can be a little tedious. But we enjoy it, and it's all about the young people. And like I've continued to say, they're a lot of our best athletes are also really great students, and that's just great to see. And they interview well. They're yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, and just great young people that we have that end up being great athletes.
Have we had any kids with the heat, and they started as early as they did, but it did cool down a little bit. But do we have any issues there? Are they accustomed? Are they ready for this one?
I think they are. I mean, these high school football players and coaches. I mean, they've been doing this, all summer, and they've been doing it all off season. If they haven't, and a lot of them will play different sports, so they're in shape, and they're they're in shape, and it's not like they just started playing sports just a few weeks ago. They've been doing stuff throughout the whole school year and summer, and but yeah, you're right. Like Jackson, for example, will do their summer workouts in the morning, 7:00 in the morning, where it's nice and cool. But it's they're conditioned well. And like I said before, the coaches do a great job of making sure these kids stay safe and are hydrated, and and they don't take unnecessary risks. There's always going to be risk when you play sports, but these coaches do a great job of maintaining a safe environment, and so again, there's always going to be injuries, whether it's football, soccer, basketball, whatever. But our coaches are really responsible people.
Ever been any injuries other than maybe some fisticuffs thrown and things like tiddlywinks or anything like that? You ever heard of any injuries in that?
No, I haven't seen any kind of altercations like that in a while. Again, I think our coaches do a great job. You'll see some intense moments from here to there, and that's unfortunate. I think a lot of it stems from when a high school kid hears something from the stands, and maybe the fans or certain get out of control. It kind of translates into the quarter of the field. So, we just ask all our fans at high school games, because that does seem to be a little bit of a problem in recent years, is unruly crowds and people losing control, maybe taking this thing a little bit more serious than what it is. So we just ask all fans, look, if you don't have anything to say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Support our young men and women, whether it's football, volleyball, soccer, whatever it is. Cheer them on, tell them, give them positive reinforcement. But let's just remember that these are high school kids. They're not multimillionaires and getting paid to play sports. So they're some of them are trying to play sports to keep their grades up, and that's perfectly fine. Some of them are trying to get scholarships. That's perfectly fine. And some just like playing and being a part of the team, which is awesome as well. So let's just support our young people and give them positive reinforcement, and let's keep the riffraff away from the fields and court.
Yeah, and I know it's difficult down on the field when you got 22 kids out there at one time, two different teams, and a little bit of trash talking going on from one player to another from time to time. That can end up in some unnecessary physical contact too, right?
Yeah, and you do see, and I don't want to repeat some of the things that I've heard, but you see, in your face, man, and hey, I got you, that's okay. I mean, that's competitive nature, and I think as long as it doesn't cross the line, then I think that's okay, because look,
that's what it's about.
It's a competition. If I don't win, then you're going to win. So I'm trying to beat you. That's just competition. Michael Jordan, as great as he was one of the biggest trash talkers there was.
I can imagine that.
It helped because he won basketball games. So I think as long as it doesn't cross the line, the referees do a good job of making sure. And then again, the coaches need to make sure, continue to do a good job of making sure that these unnecessary things don't cross the line. We just got to nip it in the bud.
Right.
But I would think a little competition, maybe a little some gamesmanship here and there is perfectly fine in sports.
All right, sounds good. Hey, Chris, we do appreciate it, sir.
Thank you, Chris. We'll see you tomorrow night.
As always.
Yep, we'll see you tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow night.
All right, you have
We'll
fun
see
there.
you.
That's going to be a lot of fun out there with the
Yes.
game tomorrow night. It's early, so we'll
Yeah.
get going.
You'll get going, get our spirits up.
Yeah. Got to be some red.
Yes. Oh, we've got red.
We got red. We got plenty of red. We got
Yes,
lots
we
of red.
do.
By the way, for you folks out there, in case you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, there's something on top of our on-air sign over here.
Oh,
You can't smell what we can smell in here, but you can see it. That's a homegrown, not that kind of illegal homegrown. This is legal homegrown stuff that's started in the in the grow station back here and has managed to work its way up and out.
Good,
and
too.
this is the second one of this season. It's a pineapple.
Yep.
And it smells so good. Robbie
Sure
pulled
does.
it yesterday.
I'm hungry.
We've already taken the top off of it, and it's in it's in another jar of water. Roots are coming out,
right?
And it will be in the ground really soon in another pot.
Yeah,
That's the
man,
way we
you're
roll.
never without pineapples once you start that. I have 2 plants going right now.
Yeah, okay. Let's take a break. Any other kind of plants you got going?
Not this kind.
Oh, okay.
Not the way you were looking at me.
I thought I could trip you up.
No.
So you stopped doing that, right?
I knew better. I never did it.
Golly. You didn't even fall for any of the old tricks.
No.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to have a couple of county commissioners here. We get to berate today because they're not even in budget session yet. So we can start picking on them to get ready for budget session.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, we just finished one.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Now
And so
what-
you're going to start on next year already.
Why not? Let them get prepared for us.
Hey, before we go to break, I just want to say hello to an avid listener of ours that listens every morning and has been listening for years, Miss Dorothy Mae Johnson.
Okay.
I was told by her son the other day that she listens every single day. So we just want to wish her well and thank her for listening.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll get her telephone number and we'll surprise her one morning.
Yeah, we
What do you
could do
think?
that. That
Yeah,
would be
okay.
nice.
We'll do that. Dorothy Mae, better watch out. We might be coming to talk to you.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSMA. The county commissioners on the hot seat. When we come back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME with Jacksonville Cardinal High School football.
Be sure to tune to WSME Freedom 97.1 and worldwide at WSME971.com this Friday night as the Jacksonville Football Cardinals host cross-county rival the Stallions of Southwest High School. Pre-game 6:30, Jerry Allen and Bob Warwick will be bringing you all the action with the 7 o'clock kickoff, followed by the Golden Corral post-game report. Friday night's game is being brought to you by the following fine sponsors: National Dodge Chrysler, Liberty Tire, Golden Corral, Modern Exterminating, Jacksonville Heating Contractors, CNS Paint, Martin Insurance Services, Bill Mercer, JOEMC, Lane Family Dentistry, and Fountain Management.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
If you are looking to purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV without the pressure, Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, may be the dealership for you. At Onslow County Motor Company, they want to help you buy a car, truck, or SUV, not just sell you one. Buying a car, truck, or SUV should be enjoyable, and the folks at Onslow County Motor Company will do their best in making your car buying experience fun and relaxed. Check out their inventory online at ocmc.us or visit them at 1639 Lejeune Boulevard. All vehicles are hand selected, and a standard warranty comes with most vehicles, with extended warranties available, and Carfax is free. Stop by and visit Ben, Brandon, Travis, or Terry. They will gladly answer all your questions of a particular model. Financing? Well, Zeke will finance most anybody. Great selection, great people. Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, where customers send their friends.
Call today, 910-355-7066.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Chino Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro can save you money on your automobile insurance with new options that are available now. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you are in good hands, like helping you customize your auto, home, and windstorm coverage with their Right Your Own Home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Save more money on your automobile insurance today with Tammy Fry Allstate. Phone 910-326-5383 today. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro.
Summer vacation season is here, and if your plans include hitting the road to do some traveling, then make sure to visit to Silent Service Centers on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle. A trip to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind, with the best value on all name brand tires, and the largest selection of used tires in the area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. And what is really nice is there's no long wait time. Silent Service Center knows you are busy and will have you back on the road in a hurry. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. I'm just giving trivia questions here, and he failed. Your Marine Weather Outlook is brought to you by Community Prevention Services. In recent years, the topic of mental health counseling has come up a lot. For some people, there's a stigma attached to seeking help. That should not be the case. Mental health covers a broad spectrum. Uncontrolled stress, all can be classified as mental health. No different than muscular or pulmonary issues in another form. All are often thought to be signs of weakness. Hello. The physical issues dealing with the heart, the lungs, with the feet or the legs, we kind of understand those problems, but we still put a little bit of a stigma attached to people who suffer from it. For cases of addiction to any one of several substances, to issues with stress that can actually lead to physical issues, for some reason or another, society doesn't look at that in the same way, and that's too bad. If we could lessen the stigma, perhaps more people who need it would seek treatment or assistance, and their issues could be treated and hopefully be resolved. Point is, if you're suffering from stress that is overwhelming your daily life, if you feel you're controlled by an outside force, maybe it's time you take action. Forget about any stigma. Doesn't matter. If you reach out to the counselors at Community Prevention Services, no one but you will ever know. That should give you some peace. The only thing your family, your friends, your colleagues will know is that you have changed for the better. It's kind of like losing some weight, you know. Nobody notices it, but they know there's something different and they like it. Community Prevention Services, 910-353-0972, a locally owned and operated facility at 918 Henderson Drive, a firm you can trust. Offshore today, northeasterly winds around 15 knots east, 2 to 4 feet, 3-foot waves from the east every 6 seconds, sounds and rivers, a moderate chop. Tomorrow, a little dicey, northeasterly winds 15 to 20, gusts to 25, seas 4 to 5, 2 to 4 near shore, sounds and rivers chopping. Saturday, northeasterly winds around 15 knots east, 3 to 4, sounds and rivers, a moderate chop.
Okay, I moved again.
Yeah, I know. I'm following you around the table.
Today, sunny with a high near 81, northeast wind 5 to 8 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 63. Friday, a slight chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny with a high near 83. And Friday night, Cardinal football.
Yay.
Mostly cloudy with a low around 66. Go Cardinals beat Southwest.
Well,
what you got to say about that, Tim?
No. It's time to talk a little bit of trash first.
Yeah, we're talking trash right now. We're talking trash. So
That cloudy part's only going to be on the southwest side, right?
yeah.
We got a couple of fine gentlemen in here. The chairman and the vice chairman of the Onslow County Board of Commissioners, Tim Foster, Robin Knapp.
Good morning.
How are you guys?
Good. Very well. Very well.
Good. Glad you could join us this morning. We do appreciate your time, and because you guys are important to the people in this county. There's a lot that goes on throughout Onslow County that a lot of folks are not quite aware of, and they just don't have any idea of what the extent of what the county commissioners have to deal with,
Right.
and with the entire staff too as well, from the county manager all the way through to everybody in the county. How many employees are there in the county?
Geez, over 50. I think it's well over 1,500.
It's like 1,530 or something like that.
I think it's one of the largest employers in Onslow County, isn't it?
It probably is.
I think so, the government.
Other than Lejeune.
Military.
Right, well, that's all federal.
Your schools, and
Right.
then your
Hospitals got a lot.
hospital,
Right.
and your government.
Wow. All right. So, what's you're not in budget preps right now, but I'm sure you got it in the back of your head thinking about it. How's the new budget coming along? I mean, is everything working as you thought it would be after almost 2 months now in service?
2 months of planning, and things are going well. We've got a lot of effort going in developing a strategic plan and vision for the next 5 years. This budget is a part of that, and right now things are going well. We were able to go out, I believe it was Monday morning, and we did the ribbon cutting of out at the landfill for phase 5.
We don't normally think of going to a dump.
That's true.
A landfill to cut a ribbon.
That's
Right?
the truth.
But this is a big business.
It's a landfill.
It's
not a
huge. It's a
dump.
huge necessity.
Yes, and it's Senator Lazara was a major actor in helping get funding for that, and as he said in his remarks, was the money that we were able to get from Raleigh to get this phase 5 open and going and moving for 25 more years of service. That money that's not spent there can be put and appropriated into education or public safety and to areas that meet the needs of the people at the doorstep. The landfill definitely plays a massive role in here, because if we didn't have that landfill, then we'll be paying transfer costs, and that would be just ridiculous money we would have to pay to move our trash somewhere else.
Yeah, a lot of folks aren't aware of that. I am, because down in New Hanover County that there was a lot of trash coming from other counties, and they did have to pay a
Yes.
huge transfer fee just to bring it to the incinerator in New Hanover.
Yes. Look, over 12,000 tons.
I can't do that math. That's too many zeros.
That's a lot of trucks coming into the landfill, and when we pulled in and they carried us up to the new site, phase 5, it's just one massive area with a large, not a tarp, but plastic or whatever over the top of it, which keeps water infiltration from coming through, to make sure that the water that's coming in is not going through that. It's going to make sure it's clean and taken care of. And then they cut that. Each piece of plastic is cut out when they come in to dump a load of trash. And then they go to spreading that. And that's 25 years. And I think I told the people in the meeting the other day, in 25 years, I'll be around 80 years old. And I hope that something will be ready, because at 80 years old, I don't imagine I'll be climbing the hill to see what's taking place. And
Probably not.
And by that time, Onslow County is estimated to be around 273,000 people.
What you gonna do with all the trash then?
Going to have to find someplace else. That's going to be massive.
Oh my! What other issues you guys are working on? I know the long range planning is always important, Robin.
Yeah, it is. We've got some issues that we're working right now in terms of reviewing some policies and, with certain departments within the county, and trying to streamline it, make it better. We have, just like any other organization, we have our own issues, internal issues that we're dealing with. And I think the county manager is doing a good job in that respect. And, things that we don't really talk about, the things behind the scenes every day. So we're basically making some tweaks, re-examining things. The biggest thing that we're looking at right now for the upcoming budget, again, we just got out of a budget process, and the budget is now implemented, and we're going to start the process all over again, probably here in the next 2 or 3 months, starting to get geared up for the following year. To keep one of the biggest things is to keep our tax rate the same, if not lower. That's one of our goals, is to lower the tax rate for Onslow County. Trying to push the increase in the quarter-cent sales tax, see how that goes. Hopefully, beginning of next year, we'll be able to get that through, whether it's a referendum or whether it's, we decide to push that and, get our congressional and Senate staff locally to get on board with us, because that'll bring in extra revenue for the county. It would help, that all parties participate in that. It's the more equitable way to get some, another revenue stream. So there's a lot of issues on the table that we're looking at. And the biggest thing is that we're going to have a transition here in November. We're going to have some of us hopefully are coming back to the board, and we'll have a couple of new members to the board. And we've got to get through that first, and then see how the new board is going to gel together, and what direction we want to go, because every board is different.
Yeah. And you'll have at least 2 new members on your your panel. And you've been through this a couple of times, and Tim's been through it a couple of times, new people coming on board. How long does it take to whoop them into place?
I'll tell you what, the learning curve is
steep.
Is steep. You start drinking, you're drinking water through a fire hose. You learn lots of different pieces of government and county government in particular, and things that you did not know that take place on a daily basis. And the biggest, to me, the biggest thing that you really have to make sure is in place is the leadership of the county. And whoever is your county manager and that team, and then who they put in place, that is what is going to make for a solid, well-run county. And that starts right out the gate with the commissioners, making sure we have people in that place. Right now, David Smitherman, our manager, we were in a position that our ambulances, major amounts of mileage on those, and we've had several on back order for 2 or 3 years now.
Really?
And he was able to find some ambulances around the state with new chassis and refurbished boxes on them, and we've got 7 of those that should be in the county by January 1st.
So they got new transmission, a new traveling frame, right?
Yes.
There's a new truck.
Absolutely.
A refurbished box.
You got it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to be
that's
something
easier to replace.
Yes, and that's that. And when he saw that problem, he was able to really get to work and finding that. That's major. I mean, number one is going to be great for our community, but
should be a cost savings.
Cost savings and a morale boost for the men and women that get in those things every day and get some better equipment coming in. So we're looking to see some changes and things that are going to take place there, more efficient, and make sure that we're in a position to not only hire good quality people, but a means to retain them and keep them here. And that's something that was in that last budget with the 5% 401k match that has been implemented in this last budget. The opportunity to support the employees if they want to go on and get more education, pay scale study and implementation that's going to be coming in. So this last budget is a budget that didn't just impact 1 year, but it's a vision for down the road. And that kind of brings us into everybody. If you haven't had an opportunity, get on your phone or your computer or your iPad or whatever, and go to the Onslow County website. And the strategic plan survey is still there.
I have issues with that.
Is it struggling or?
No, I have issues with it because when you get on there, it takes you to the first page and it said list what you think have been good, that the county's done well in.
Right.
And it lists all these different services, but how do we know what the county has done?
I think probably the only way you may know that is if you had to interact with a certain department. So that's you're right. That's kind of hard to answer.
I have
because
no doubt that the county has done an excellent job.
Right.
But when you go in there and it says, your veteran services, I know a county does a lot with veteran services and other different services that they provide, like senior service, et cetera. But if you've never had to deal with those and you don't know exactly what the county is offering, then how can you sit there and check what you think is good, honestly? Which I would check everything anyway, because I know the county does a great job.
Right. Yeah.
But I tried to get somebody. I tried to get somebody to come on and talk about this.
Well, we're planning to get on here with Kevin Riopel. I don't know if we've got anything scheduled.
No.
I don't think so.
So he's going to be reaching out and get set up, and he and I will come on one morning.
Oh, okay.
But you're absolutely right.
Might want to take an extended period of time when he gets here.
Yes, we may want to put some time on the clock for that one.
Because we will
I
have
just think,
questions.
and then it takes you to another page where you can put your thoughts in there. And from some of the thoughts that I have read, this is mainly from people that aren't educated on what the county actually does. So therefore, I think the survey is kind of a waste right now, the way it's presented.
Right. Well, that's good
Just
to
my
know.
thoughts.
And I think that's good feedback.
Right.
And I know we've got a group that's going to come in and work with that survey.
Good.
So I'm hoping that they're in a position that they're able to use the answers provided in a manner that they're able to move them into. But you're right. If your question is, do you think the county's doing a good job of providing emergency medical services? If you haven't had to call 911, you don't know. And typically,
so what have the question should be, here's what we have done. Here's where we were. Here's what we have done. Have you run into any issues? Have you run into any issues?
Yeah.
Right. Are we doing good? Have you run into any issue? You don't care whether they're doing good or not. You just want to know what issues there are.
That's right.
Because that's what you're going to react to.
What are the problems? Because most of the time, the end of the day, and I discussed this with a group a couple of weeks ago, was that actually I think it was in church. We talked about we so often focus on our problems and fail to see the good things. It's kind of like if you're running late coming across Jacksonville, and I get stopped at the first two red lights.
You're done.
I never forget. Every time I come through Jacksonville, I need to get somewhere. I get caught at the red lights because that sears into your mind, where you don't remember the 12 times previous to that day that you were caught all the green lights and made it through there. So the surveys, when you give people the opportunity to do that, you're going to get the problems, because the problems are the things that are seared in our memory because they have a major impact.
Usually those problems can be resolved very quickly by saying whoever does it can do a look. They can do a run through the traffic lights.
Right.
If that is more than just one person doing
it.
Right. But if it happens to be a bunch of people saying the same thing, that they're always called at Country Club and Western Boulevard and it takes 3 minutes to get through it.
That's right.
Then it's easy enough to drive through there once or twice and see if that is indeed the case.
That's right. See how that traffic pattern is
or
going on.
Or if you're trying to turn left from Country Club Road onto Western Boulevard going toward Highway 24, you get 3 cars through because
that light's quick.
It is quick. And then you got traffic backed up because Country Club Road now is a thoroughfare.
It's a thoroughfare
coming from Piney Green Road, which is now a thoroughfare coming from Camp Lejeune. See, all those great things that were done on Piney Green Road have trickled down problems.
Unforeseen consequences.
I foresaw it the minute I heard about it.
I was going to say, most people would say when that Piney Green opens up, Country Club, and then that creates, and of course, like we talked about the population increase and what it's going to be over the next 20 to 30 years it's just going to get bigger.
Oh, it is. Robin, what do you see as the biggest problem? You come from a law enforcement background, 20,000 years in service, or close to it.
Something like that.
But we've got a new sheriff in town, been there coming up on 2 years now.
Yep.
I think it is. And I'm not hearing a whole lot of bad stuff of any sort. A lot of people in jail don't like being there, but they've never liked being there that I know of. Are you seeing any issues, any areas where we need to be concerned, or some things that need to be looked at for this implosion that's coming with the additional people that will be here over the coming years? Are we going to have to build another bigger jail?
I mean, that's a possibility. Right now, that's not in the planning stages. The biggest thing that when you have population that continually increases and is projected to increase to $275,000, you got to look at resources and manpower. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, when you have an increase in population, the tendency is for an increase in criminal activity, whether it be from one end of the spectrum to the other. Mm-hmm. But not just that issue. We have to make sure that our county staff is fully staffed with trained personnel that can do the job and meet the demands of their particular position, like in social services, for example. with mental health on the rise. I think the biggest problem that we have, other than law enforcement trying to keep them trained and trying to add additional personnel, is the mental health issue. It's going to increase, with one place going up. I think that's a great idea. They do an invaluable service. I used them before they were called One Place when I was still working with NCIS, and they're highly qualified individuals that provided invaluable services. So you're going to see some of those things that we have to project out. We have to be very, very careful. We have to be frugal with our budget because we have to compensate for the increases that we are expecting in terms of manpower, et cetera. So that's, as far as Sheriff Thomas is concerned, I think he's an outstanding sheriff. We have communication that is open. He frequently calls me or I call him, and he calls the staff, he calls Tim. And we always stay in constant communication in reference to what issues that we might be facing, what budgetary issues that we might be facing. So it's a hard question. But right now, my biggest priority is centering on the mental health issue within Onslow County. As you can hear by the ads, it's on the increase.
Oh, yeah. There are issues up there. Now, retention of people, employees. Right. It's cheaper to keep them than it is to hire new ones.
That's right.
The biggest thing with retention, it's not so much the salaries. It really isn't the salaries, but you have to have an environment that enhances progression and enhances promotion, enhances teamwork. And when you don't have that particular culture in place, that could be a problem. So far we haven't seen that, but that's one of the biggest things that we're focused in on, is the culture of the government, the culture of each department. How are you handling your employees? We have to make sure that we train our employees. We give them incentives to stay on board, give them the motivation. And that starts with leadership. That starts with leadership at the very basic supervision or supervisory level, all the way up to department heads. So that's one of the things that we're focused in on now as well. And, as county commissioners, what people don't understand is, I wanted to say this because, we're county commissioners, we're elected by the public, and, the county staff, they have their department heads, they have the assistant county managers, the county managers. There's 7 of us. And getting back to your question before about, what's the biggest obstacle that a new person faces coming on the board and how long it's going to take. It's going to take at least a year and a half, 18 months to 2 years before they get their feet wet and to understand the system. Right. It takes that long because you're coming into a new environment. So, whoever's coming in new to the board has to adjust to that and realize that. But as county officials, we don't sit up here. We sit on a dais, but we're not up into the hierarchy so high that you can't reach out and call us. That's what we do. I encourage people to call us directly. Our phone numbers are listed. Don't feel that you can't talk to a county commissioner. I've been on the phone and Facebook Messenger all week with certain people with county issues. Right. And that's our job. That's what we're here for. And I want to encourage people to continue doing that, because if it doesn't get to our level, if there's a main issue and it doesn't get to our level, then we don't know anything about it. Cool. And
I'm sorry. I would imagine even reaching out to the county manager that there shouldn't be an issue, that all of you have always been very responsive. So even your county offices, your employees there would be responsive too.
Yeah, that's we always talk about it from ever since I took over, or I was elected the first time, is that interaction. It's a two-way street. I mean, I don't have any. If I don't have the information, or if there's an issue going on in a certain part of the county that I'm unaware of because it's afraid to tell me,
right?
Then I'm not aware of it unless I'm briefed by the staff.
Right.
People need to reach out to us, reach out to our county staff, our county manager, if there is an issue, because we are going to respond.
All right, let's take a quick break here. You're live on Local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME, and we'll be right back.
Tune in this Friday morning at 9 a.m. for Sports Talk with Chris Rayner. Our guest this Friday will be Bob Warlick and Jerry Allen. Jerry is the voice of the Cardinals, and Bob is the color commentator for Jacksonville Cardinals football. We'll be talking a lot of high school football. We'll also have our racing report, Woody's Roundup, and This Day in Sports. We'll also have our first week of our prognosticators picks in high school football. So tune in Friday on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer. ready for summer. And you should be too with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384. For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville. Open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Hampton Hadley of Hadley Family Chiropractic is a Palmer graduate and certified in chiropractic pediatrics. Hadley Family Chiropractic of Jacksonville offers comprehensive care for you. Hadley Family Chiropractic provides services for back pain, headaches, leg pain, neck pain, numbness, shoulder pain, work and sports injuries. Your comfort is their ultimate concern. Hadley Family Chiropractic offers state-of-the-art chiropractic care as well as transportation. There's very little wait time and same-day appointments are available. Open Monday through Thursday from 7:30 till 5, Friday 7:30 till 12, and available Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays by appointment. Hadley Family Chiropractic, 1905 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, by phone 910-938-2332. That's 910-938-2332 for Hadley Family Chiropractic.
When you need comforting, you call an old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NEAT certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to paint painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okay, we're back in the studio with us, our guest today.
Real quick, we just want to let everybody know that there was a broken water main on Highway 210 at Sneads Ferry this morning.
I didn't do it.
Repairs were completed at 3 a.m., but Sneads Ferry, you are under a boil water advisory at this time.
That's so that the lines can be completely purged,
Right.
just to make sure no infiltration of anything that was bad got into the break. That's the simple part of it. I can explain simple stuff. That's about all I can explain.
And that actually came from another county commissioner, Royce Bennett, who's also, what is he, on the board for Onwassa?
He's the chairman.
He's the
Chairman of the board.
chairman of
so
Onwassa.
I can't keep up with his hats.
Okay, you were reading something from the survey about somebody talking about grocery stores or something. Talk to me about that. I got
when you go to page 2 of the survey,
Mhm.
You can share your thoughts about different topics, and
Which
there's
is good.
5 of them. Being fiscally responsible, talking about Onslow County government, high performing government, community of choice, focused and sustainable future, and healthy and safe community. And under focused and sustainable future, somebody had written, of course, it doesn't show your names on this, so you don't need to fear. Somebody wrote, I would love to see more housing apartments for senior citizens. That's just not enough. And so I understand that. And then somebody else wrote under healthy and safe community, the county needs to address the food deserts in the county and allow grocery stores to open to better serve the elderly and lower income.
Grocery stores can open.
I'm not sure
whenever grocery stores
what
want to
they
open,
mean
right?
by that. Right.
They can open 24 hours a day
Yes.
if they want to. But that's private enterprise. Do you put a halt to that?
Oh, no. And that, referencing food deserts is that I'm not sure what the number of miles where they consider area that doesn't have anything. And in Sneads Ferry, I mean, you have the food line that's probably closer to the
Right.
beach and those type of things. But I think there's a big development that's going in on 210 across from where Dixon Middle School was built on one side, and this is on the other side. But
You can expect that. There were 2 food chains basically in the New Hanover County area way back when: Parker's and Wilson's. Food Line did not exist at that time. It was called Food Town or Food something else. But anyway, at that point in time, there was a guy named Parker there. He flew an airplane. Every time there was a location that Wilson's would set up, he would get. They were always at intersections. He was a good friend of mine. That intersection, take pictures, and then he would do it during traffic time, and he did his own study. He decided where he would put the food store based upon the traffic flow.
Right.
Duh.
And I feel sure in areas now they are. Well, you referenced just the brand. I mean, when I was growing up here, it was Winn-Dixie and Big Star.
Piggly Wiggly.
It was Colonial when I grew up here,
then you
and
had
then A&P.
and the best
Yes.
one was we had our Piggly Wiggly.
Right.
Oh,
A&P.
absolutely.
You
Homegrown.
know, and those are I mean, it's become such a massive corporate stuff that they will build it when it suits them.
Yeah.
And obviously we're not going to do anything that's going to stand in the way of getting more businesses, especially grocery stores in places that make them more convenient for people to get to.
Sure. That's the best thing in the world.
I will say there's a lot of good comments on this. Some of the stuff is no control of the county. Some of it's city issues. Some of it is DOT issues, highway patrol, et cetera, et cetera. But there's some good points on here.
That's good. I think
It's good to know that people are taking an interest in doing this.
So you're going to have somebody to come in and look over this survey and tell you guys where you need to put some effort, perhaps.
Once they
some
close
attention?
this, we're going to get the full report, and that is going to be one of the things that's going to help lead us.
Good.
And which I think is extremely important, and a strategic plan. You know, when my dad used to get in the car and we're going on vacation, and a lot of kids today don't know this, but the map was out.
Yep, absolutely.
The trip advisor was Harold Foster, and he knew what roads we were going and where we were going, and it was done. So, and that was your plan. I mean, if you jumped in the car and had no plan of where you were going and no reservations, then your trip is going to probably go off the rails at some point. Kind of like if you're going out fishing and diving, you better have a plan, a manifest, or whatever it's called. And that's what this is.
The float plan.
Yeah.
The worst part of that is refolding those flipping flag or maps back into the right place.
That was the hardest part.
You can't do that. It doesn't work that way.
It never folds back to where you originally had it, and then you get frustrated and you crumple up and throw it in the back seat. I remember those days.
You had to stop at the rest stop to get a new one.
I remember when we were traveling across the country. My father, he bought a Toyota. He was got stationed in Japan, so we drove from Florida to California. And we were someplace in Texas, and he got frustrated with the map. And I remember I was a kid. I was about 7, 8 years old.
Threw it out the window.
And he stopped on the side of the road, grabbed my mother's lighter, and lit that thing on fire. And he got all the way down to his hand, and he finally threw it on the ground. He was cussing. He got back in the car, and he said some things. And we made it to California safely without a map. So I don't know.
Just go to the sunset. Follow the sunset. From here, you can follow the sunset.
Yeah, he couldn't stand those maps.
But you know, when you took those family trips and you stopped at the state line at those at the welcome centers as kids, and right now I don't think kids get the joy of this. They don't see the simplicity in this. You'd always go over there to the big wall that had all the little pamphlets and the free state maps.
Wherever you are.
So by the time I made it back home after those family vacations or trips, I'd have 3 or 4 state maps, and I have all the little brochures to every little thing in the state.
What the kids don't realize too is that, when you're traveling, I've traveled from Florida to California about 3 times with my dad, back and forth. And we had AC, man. We had air conditioning in that car. Wow. Really did. Going through Texas, we had 4x60. We had 4 windows and going 60 miles an hour, and you had them roll down. And you think you want to feel pain? Go through Texas in the middle, like in August, in the summertime. Southern Texas, in fact, El Paso.
Should have had a better plan on that one.
Yeah, well, my dad thought it was a good plan to go on I-10 all the way up to California, whatever. But those days, I still remember sitting in the. We would actually chase clouds. My mother would chase clouds. You get on the I-10 down in New Mexico, Arizona, and the clouds would always have these shadows on the highway. Mm-hmm. And my dad would speed up to get
drive in the shadows.
Get into the shadows. That's too fun.
Well, look, I've got to go, guys. Okay. I got to get back to work.
Appreciate it.
I don't want to be late.
Both of you coming in. And
yes,
sir. Little side note on this little maps, that I was the navigator. I was always assigned to be the navigator because I also had to keep up with the miles between where we were and where we were going and where we had to turn next. And they had miles on those maps that you had to keep up with.
Well, did you do this? And my dad was great at it. I'm just glad the cars now do it for us. He'd pull in, fill up his gas tank, get out, reach in the glove box, pull out his little pad, write down the number of gallons that went in the car, and
how many miles we'll get.
And then the next time he'd figure out, well, we were getting about 22 miles to the gallon on those last 2 tanks. I'm going, how does he do that?
You're not going to get that now.
And then you went back to Math 101.
That's exactly right.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's take a break here. We'll wrap up when we come back. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME. Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart skin forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at WatkinsNewFloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 39B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware, glass size and custom threads pipe. When the chores are done and the is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 30 Liberty Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
David Hall, State Farm Agent, Jacksonville. Call today, 910-455-0440. Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods is now open, 149 Willis Parkway, just off Highway 17 North, right here in Jacksonville. Restaurants, food trucks, festival workers, party suppliers, vendors, government, schools, and families of all sizes stroll on down to Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods and save. They have a huge selection of large pots and pans, plasticware in many shapes and sizes, trays, including takeout trays. In addition, Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods has everyday grocery items, such as Atkinson breaders and mixers, veggies, sauces, puddings, and beans. So if you need to buy in bulk for the long haul or everyday grocery items, Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods will save you money. Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods, brand new, 149 Willis Parkway, just off Highway 17 North. Jacksonville, open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 2 on Saturdays. Phone 910-455-7800.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back here. We're wrapping up a minute or so, but we do have a little bit of breaking sports news here that you did not know anything about until moments ago. This is really fresh, hot off the presses, right?
You got me. I moved again.
I got you.
Okay. Yeah. Tim Foster just told us that he is now the new Onslow County for the school system health and PE content coordinator and athletic director for the schools.
Yay.
I had to try to write that down real quick, shorthand.
Good job. You got that. Well,
Yes.
Congratulations to Tim, too. That'll be good. I mean, I can't think of anybody that I would like to have seen there any better.
You know, I no matter what he does, the man is amazing at what he does.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, the students at Southwest just loved him as principal.
Yeah. And when he was dad,
Yes, Harold Foster.
Harold Foster, I worked with
Yes.
Harold.
Yes.
Way back when in radio, he was
Yes.
one hot shot sales guy. He could go out, he could sell people, and he was good. He serviced what he sold. That was
Right.
one of the best things in the world. He was always calling on them, making sure that what we were doing, what the radio station that I worked for at the time was doing, to make sure that it was what they wanted.
Right.
And he would update it. He would come in. He would get those things updated, get them done, kept it fresh. That's the way things are
I'll
supposed to be
tell
done.
you though, the Foster family, a fine family here in
Yes.
Onslow County. They do a lot for the community. Him and his wife Tasha.
Mhm.
And if you didn't know, Chris Miller, who's a sports editor for the Jackson Daily News, is actually the brother of Tim's wife, Tasha.
Tasha's
So
brother. Yes.
Tim's
Right.
Tim is Chris's brother-in-law. See,
Yes.
so there's a lot of
Intermingling.
yeah, intermingling there,
well,
and in
good.
a good way.
Yeah, it's all
And
good.
and I think Tim Foster has done an excellent job as chairman of the Onslow County Commissioners,
Absolutely.
as well as Robin, who's our vice chairman,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
some of the others. So I think the county is in great shape.
It is.
And
Our Italian Coast Guard, before we wrap up, they've recovered the body of billionaire tech mogul
Right.
Mike Lynch as among the 5 bodies recovered from the luxury super yacht that sank off the coast of Sicily earlier this week. They're still looking for one more.
His daughter.
Is a woman, probably his daughter.
yeah, I
They've
read
never
another
done about
news report
everybody
said
else.
it was his daughter they were still looking for. Please find her.
Yeah, she
Please.
was, 18 years old or
Yes,
28? I forgot.
family needs that closure.
Absolutely. Okay. What a tragic
Wow.
situation.
Yes,
Wow.
horrible. Yes.
Can't plan for that one. I don't care what you do. Cannot plan for that one. Okay. We'll take a break here. 22 hours tomorrow. We'll be back in here, and we got we're going to be talking about farmers. Can we wear
Richlands Farmers Day.
We'll wear our farmers outfit. No, tomorrow's red. Well, maybe I can
Well,
find
we
a-
can wear a straw hat with our red shirts. How about that?
Maybe I can find a straw hat.
Maybe
Yep.
it- maybe
it's
a
Farmers
bell
Day
hat.
coming up at Richlands again.
Yes,
the
I'm
place has been doing this
excited.
since 1966 was the first one.
I believe it was 1966, and they've not
Thereabouts.
had Farmers Day since what 2016 was the last one.
Was it the last one?
Yes, and,
Wow.
and now they're bringing it back. And if you've never been,
Oh,
it's exciting.
Go
It's
to
fun. You
see
can
if
go.
even if you don't know anything about tractors, go and look at the tractors. They'll have
Sure.
old tractors there.
Well, we're going to hear all doing tomorrow.
Wonder if
Regina
they have
Cook
some-
is going to
wonder
be
if they
in.
have some mules too. We'll find out.
Well, we'll have
I
to
like
ask
mules.
Timmy. I'm sure Tim will be there.
Yeah, I'm sure he will too. Okay. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Regina will be joining us at 7:30 in the morning.
Yes.
And if you got some stuff you want to talk about tomorrow, send Lee a message. Facebook Messenger, we understand, is slow. It's slower than that tortoise. Okay.
Slow.
It will get there, but not necessarily today.
And sometimes I don't get them till later in the day. I don't know what's going on with
So,
Facebook Messenger.
So whatever
but,
it is, go ahead and send her an email at Lee C. Barrows, BARROWS, at gmail.com. Or she's already put her phone number out there. You can send her a text message
Everybody has it.
at 910
330
330
0222.
0222. That's what I said.
2 3s, 2 0s, 3 2s.
Don't do that to me. You just really messed it up bad. Send her a text message at that number. It's on the Facebook stuff too. She's already put it out there. And we'll get back to you
If you want to
tomorrow.
advertise too.
And
call
if you
me.
want to advertise, send her a message. Say, I want to buy some advertising. You got a business, you got a small business. You don't have to have a major
We have
business.
some great deals
we
coming
got
up.
some good stuff for you. Well, we got some opportunities to get you some radio time that you don't have to pay an arm, a leg, and a couple of other vital organs for. Okay.
That's right.
So give her a call and we'll get you set up. You can do it. You can hear yourself on the radio, or you can hear us talk about you on the radio. Your choice. Meanwhile, have a great rest of your day. Be safe out there. Weather's looking gorgeous. We'll see you tomorrow. You're live and local Real Talk 1.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Another dose of the Daily News comes up at 10 o'clock. And then at 3 o'clock, it's Hollywood. Chris Hollywood Man in the house. And right now, it is time for Fox News. We'll see you in the morning.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.